On this episode of SLEDHEAD 24/7, Red Bull Snow Boundaries is a one-of-a-kind endurance race. Ride along as we get ready to test our skills. The Skidoo Summit X is back with a whole new platform for 2017. Find out why we voted it Mountain Sled of the Year. And Speedworks invites us to ride with the champs in St. Germain, Wisconsin. All that and more now on SLEDHEAD 24/7. Welcome to another episode of SLEDHEAD 24/7. I'm your host, Carly Applin. We're coming to you from Nielsen's Snowcross Grand Finale in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, where there is plenty of great racing on tap. But we're going to get this show started with the 2017 sled evaluation from Skidoo.
In 2017, Skidoo brought us a brand new Summit. I mean, not just a couple things new, a whole redesigned, basically from the front to the back.
For 2017, Skidoo has redefined the mountain industry. This new chassis, this new track, new front suspension, new rear suspension setup is absolutely the complete package. This year they introduced the Rev Gen 4 platform and it's completely redesigned. I've been so stoked to ride this new sled, and this weekend we got to put it through its paces and really see what it could do, and boy were we not disappointed. Completely redesigned, starting from the inside out, from the core, the motor, the 850. That thing is incredible. It pulls so hard, tons of low end torque. Two strokes are known for making torque, and this sled is definitely no slouch in that department.
What's really cool is they came out with this new 850 motor, and they call it their square because bore and stroke. They basically lengthened the stroke up to basically match the bore. And what this did was give us a lot more torque and pull, but yet the motor's so smooth, idles so smooth, and pulls from the bottom all the way up to the top. The throttle response is like second to none.
There was a huge amount of energy and time put into it. The thing that we came down to was, it had the handle fantastic, and that's really something that I think is one of the most important things in the mountains is the handling, and that's where these things just with less effort, and it's just efficiencies, and this thing is really efficient.
We were told that the running boards worked very similar to cheese graters, and I'm here to tell you that they definitely do. They literally slice right through the snow. We found ourselves in some conditions this week that were a little bit, iced over, or a little bit of a crust layer. And when sliding down, paneling out, trying to slide down into a gully or a ravine, they literally did just that. I mean, they cut right through that snow, and it didn't want to wash you out or high side you, and really kept you, kept giving you confidence and instilling that confidence that you could maintain that line and keep progressing your skills.
The new tunnel design is really cool, and it's something nobody's done before. Normally they have heat exchangers that are bolted or riveted into their extruded exchangers. This is actually two pieces of tunnel material put together with the gap between it for the coolant to run through.
I mean, this does a couple things. A, it lets the water run full length of the tunnel for the best and ultimate cooling, but B, you don't have the extra weight of any of the parts. Now they can do that because the tunnel's completely redesigned. The pyramidal setup that we've come to know, in the past on the Rev platforms has really been, refined this year. And when you talk pyramid, you talk wide at the base and skinny at the top. And this new Rev Gen 4 platform is just that. You start with the tunnel. The top 2 to 3 inches is actually tapered in the tunnel.
They really, when Skidoo did this, they thought a lot about the dirt bike as far as narrowing it up, being able to pinch with your knees. The tapered tunnel brings that tank in, the seat in tighter. It's really kind of a cool deal because you can get in. It's not in your way when you're jumping from side to side or rocking your leg back and forth. And yet when you do want to just sit down and cruise down the trail, it's very comfortable. I mean, this is really a purpose-built snowmobile. This snowmobile is designed to get back in the woods, get back in the trees, side hilling, and just boondocking, to your heart's content. This machine will do it.
Skidoo has definitely proven that they never stop pushing or gearing up for the next season. Still ahead, we ride along with the champs and Speedworks. Then we hit the track for the first ever Red Bull Snow Boundaries race. Stay tuned.
SLEDHEAD 24/7 is brought to you by Amsoil, the first in synthetics, Polaris, Terrain Domination, Arctic Cat, Share Our Passion, Skidoo Snowmobiles, FXR, World-Class Outerwear, and by Ram Trucks, Guts, Glory, Ram.
Welcome back to SLEDHEAD 24/7, where we are everything snowmobile. Time now to catch up with David Fisher as he preps for the first ever Red Bull Snow Boundaries event.
On our way to go pick up our race sled. It's snowing, getting excited, getting ready for Snow Boundaries. Really excited about this Red Bull race. Been riding quite a bit lately, trying to put on some miles and get dialed. Definitely a test of endurance and mental, being able to stay on a sled that long and push yourself. Have to do race pace, but it'll be fun. Red Bull modeled this race after their motorcycle race, Eresburg, which is the toughest motorcycle race known to man. And we're gonna do it on snowmobiles. The ditch banger class will be 2 hours plus 1 lap. It's definitely a mental game with this race. You got a lot to prepare for. There's a lot of stuff going on. Anything can happen. You can ride and train for months, but one screw up could be done.
There's my boy right there.
You know, I'm no stranger to definitely pushing the limits on a snowmobile. From backcountry riding out west to trail riding in the upper Midwest. You know, this Red Bull race, I don't know, it doesn't really scare me yet. So with 200 riders on the track's definitely gonna deteriorate. It's gonna get whooped out, big holes, jump faces are gonna be all hollowed out. Every lap, it's gonna be a new challenge, new obstacle. You don't know what to expect. To prepare for this, basically I put a lot of trail miles on. A couple weekends were over 500 miles just to get seat time. And I think that's gonna be the best thing for this race.
There's one rule. A wise man once told me, in order to finish first you must finish. So you got to make sure everything's in working order. There's a lot of prep work. I mean, you see a lot of guys come out here, they're just kind of running what they've brung, but you know, we want to go out, we want to be serious about it here at SLEDHEAD 24/7. You know, we want to put on a good showing, so we want to prep our sleds right. So along with Polaris Racing and Motorsports Plus and many other sponsors, we got this buggy all ready to go.
Whoa! All right, second place finisher, David Fisher, in with us in the announcer's booth. You lopped off just about 15 seconds from his previous lap. And I told Jason, my counterpart here, I go, he's gonna catch it. I think David's gonna do it. And you dropped some time.
Yeah, last lap kind of got tangled up a little bit in the back. My sled can kind of show it. Nose cone's all smashed in, and yeah, took a little time there.
We did it. We came to the Red Bull event. We showed that us SLEDHEAD 24 guys aren't just a bunch of wusses. We can ride, you know.
Feels awesome. It's a whole new feeling on a snowmobile being out here at this race. Awesome event. Can't believe. Look at that. We got hardware. How awesome is that? Woo!
All in all, though, we had a great showing here. We can't wait for next year.
What a tough race. Congrats to David Fisher on his second place finish. Still ahead, we ride with the champs in St. Germain, Wisconsin, then find out why Tucker Hibbert and Ram trucks are a winning combo. You're watching SLEDHEAD 24/7. I'm your guide, Carly Applin. It's time now to find out why Tucker Hibbert chooses Ram as his truck of choice.
We've got meet and greet with Tucker Hibbert, and he's signing some autographs free. And we also have ride and drive for Ram trucks. Being a 9-time champ, X Games, as well as just the way he dominates on the courses, is just the way that we personify him as being a Ram guy. That's the way Ram trucks are too.
The way he races, the way he rides, he wins all the time. Never seen him lost. Yeah, I think he wins by a lap each time, I'm pretty sure though.
We named our, well, actually it's our son's dog. It started that way, and he named him after Tucker Hibbert. We wanted to bring him with us tonight to meet Tucker, but we didn't think we probably should do that.
Anytime you got snow, mud, ice, pretty much anything, you need a Ram. Get you where you need to go in a hurry. A lot of power, a lot of awesome features, you know, backup camera, air ride suspension, just the Ram boxes on the side to put all your gear in. It's just kind of endless, you know, a lot of good features and just a great truck. We've definitely put the Ram trucks to the test, going up the side of the mountain, up little dirt roads, busting through the snow, trying to get up to where the snow is so we can get some practice in early in the season. And we use the trucks. I mean, we're snowmobilers. I like to do a lot of towing, a lot of work in the summer. So I use the truck for sure. I'm not just out cruising around the highway with it. I'm using it a lot. The Ram box is awesome. You know, generally on my pickup, I keep the driver's side full of receiver hitches, tie downs, you know, supplies I might need for towing trailers or tying stuff down, different tools and stuff like that. And then on the passenger side, I keep it pretty clean, empty of stuff, so when my wife takes the truck to the grocery store, she can put all her groceries in that side and not get grease and dirt and stuff on the groceries. So it's kind of like a trade-off, you know. When you're married, you gotta share things, and one of those things is a Ram box. The features that they have, and you know, kind of the comfy, cushy features with the heated seats and ventilated seats and heated steering wheels, backup cameras, you know, all these features. It's a real comfortable truck, and it's not just for the guys. It's for the girls too. And there's a lot of women out there that love driving Ram trucks, and you know, there's just a lot of cool features on the trucks that benefit anybody. Really.
With impressive towing capacity and endless features, Ram Trucks fits our sledders perfectly. Now let's check in with Polaris racer Cole Skidoo at the first ever Red Bull Snow Boundaries.
We're at the first annual Red Bull Snow Boundaries here in Elk River, Minnesota. Myself and Mitchell Thielen and Travis Muller, we're out here with Skidoo Motorsports representing, and gonna try this, give it a try, and just see how it goes, try to have fun. Temperature's pretty warm, so the track's actually pretty hard packed, slushy kinda. It's got some ice in it. There'll be some water skipping sections, I heard. I haven't got to see the whole track yet. I think it's like an 8-mile loop. All sorts of sleds here, you know. You got the ditch banger class, which has every sled I think made ever. I'm racing my Snowcross sled. There's trail sleds, mountain sleds, all sorts of sleds. It's pretty sweet.
Right here, Red Bull 2K16 Snow Boundaries. It's a ditch banger class.
I'll be racing in the open class, which is anyone that has ever signed up for a race in the last 5 years, a sanctioned race, has to race that. really excited. You know, I've never done anything like this in my life before, so I'm pretty curious to see how it goes. It's going to be, you know, it's an hour-long race. I've never raced that long before, ever, like anything, so I'm really excited. Somehow I ended up 5th place. It was probably the craziest thing I've ever done, and I was kind of sick going into it, and now I feel even worse, so that's not good. But no, you can see it was pretty muddy on some parts of it. There's Snowcross. It was gnarly. There's whoops all over the place and nowhere to rest. Yeah, I had no idea when the hour was going to be up, but I was praying it was going to be soon. Every time I'd come over the finish line jump, I'd see white flag or green flag and was wishing it was the white flag, but no, it was gnarly.
That was not a clean race by any means, but who doesn't like to ride in the mud? Still ahead, we ride with the champs and Speedworks. Stay tuned.
SLEDHEAD 24/7 is brought to you by AmSoil, the first in synthetics, Stud Boy, traction with an attitude, straight line performance, Ziegler Cat, exceptional service backing the best equipment, the U.S. Air Force, Aim High, and by Speedworks, straight up USA horsepower.
You're watching SLEDHEAD 24/7. If it happens on the snow, then you'll find it here first. Speedworks has been devoted to making performance products for years, and Steve Poole, the founder, is now being recognized for more than just horsepower. Take a look.
We're heading out on a ride here with a bunch of past Hall of Fame inductees, current inductees, a bunch of big snowmobile enthusiasts. Really cool. A lot of really big names in the snowmobile industry here, and it's going to be fun.
Once again, I'd love to thank everything. This room is packed. Tonight's banquet's going to be overwhelming in here. The ride today is packed. We've surpassed all records from past years.
So we really want everybody to be thinking about safety. We know it's really cold out there, and it's going to warm up at least to 5 or 6 degrees above zero.
Ready or not, here we go.
Got cold out this morning, Steve-O?
A little bit. Only about 20 below or so.
Really fun to see some old faces that I used to race against and to be a part of all this.
It's awesome. I've always looked up to them, and it's just a fun time. Cold this morning, but the sun's out. You can see everything. Great group of people. Fun day.
This year, my father had the honor of being inducted into the Snowmobile Hall of Fame, so the whole family's here. I got all three of my brothers, my grandpa, a bunch of friends from the family, guys I've known since I was 3 years old.
Steve Poole, Forest Lake, Minnesota. Raced for 17 years in the 80s and 90s.
I watched him start backwards a lot of times and win the race, so he was very dominant.
He loves the snowmobile industry and the people and the fans and stuff. I know that. So
very, very deserving, very, very innovative, really solid individual.
He's put in a lot of the hard work, and he definitely deserves to be in it, and it's an honor.
I just love someone that puts his heart and soul into winning.
The coolest thing is hearing the stories, like hearing Steve go through some of the highlights of his career, and pretty inspiring and motivating for me.
The accomplishment both those two have done in the snowmobile industry, it's amazing.
It's a source of gumption that keeps a few racers in their race trailers really late at night on race weekends. That kind of determination is able to shut out the rest of the world and all of its distractions and focus on the one single goal of being the best and to win. Our next inductee was blessed and maybe a little bit cursed with that unwavering determination and maximum competitiveness. He used that determination and competitiveness to win at the highest levels of oval, snowcross, and cross country during a career that saw literally hundreds of wins. And when he was done chasing the checkered flag himself, he started a couple companies that would produce key engines, clutching, and tuning that delivered a new generation of racers to the top of the podium. All of it was fueled by an unstoppable determination. Steve Hull's the guy I'm talking about.
You obviously got to work hard to get to this point. When you're that passionate about it, you're that involved in it, or say it's part of your life, you know, you don't look at it as work. It's just another day. It's another part of what you do or what you want to do in life. So, I mean, yeah, obviously a guy's got to work hard to get to that point, but that's kind of just how we were brought up and all I've ever seen or known.
Really enjoy working with the other racers and helping them reach their goals. I had some stories written early in my career when I was winning a lot of races about a future Hall of Famer, but it took a while, but it was well worth the wait.
What a long time coming. Congratulations to Steve Hull and the rest of the inductees. That's all the time we have for you for this episode of SLEDHEAD 24/7. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube page for the latest and the greatest videos. Who knows, you might just ride with us this year. From all of us here at SLEDHEAD 24/7, I'm Carly Applin, coming to you from Lake Geneva. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Like for when it's cold outside, I got snow pants. And then like when I get bored, I got toys.